Very rarely does your castmate call you and say, hey, congrats, you got the job.
This is a war for the fate of your world.
I have some burning questions from the IMDb team, so let's see how many we can get through.
All right, let's go.
Let's talk a little bit about Johnny Cage, because he is such a great character.
Come on.
What's one aspect of playing this character that you wish you could actually bring into your real life?
When he believes in himself and transforms into Johnny Cage, and the level of the skill set that he has, I would love to be able to do that.
Is there anything you admire about Johnny Cage?
Of course. I mean, yeah, his good looks.
Good looks, it's his taste and style.
Resilience.
Where do we begin?
The bromance is real.
Tell me you're not some crazy fans.
What type of special preparation did you need to get ready for the famous nut punch?
A lot of stretching. To be fair, a lot of stretching. Maybe some injuries did occur, maybe they didn't, allegedly. Ouch.
Now, this sequel centers on a large-scale battle for Earthrealm. How does this level of threat raise the stakes for your characters in this sequel?
The stakes for the individual characters are raised in the second sequels. Everything's higher, everything's heightened. And now I think that the main threat is the big bosses here, Shao Kahn. And immediately when you see him, you feel the menace.
And it could mean the end of the world for us.
I don't have anything to add to that because that's all true. Both of those things are true, and I feel like it's a biography of what's happening in the world today. So, yeah.
You both worked on Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. What was it like to reunite on this project?
The best thing in the world.
A gift. Truly a gift. Like, you could not ask for a better situation, especially in a movie where we had to have such a strong emotional connection. To enter that project with something so amazing and pre-existing was a dream.
Yeah.
Who texted whom first?
I did. So I found out before she found out, and I couldn't hold it. I was texting, I was like, congratulations on Mortal Kombat, oh my God. And
for reference, usually the way it works is, as an actor, your team calls you and they let you know that you booked it. Very rarely does your castmate call you and say, hey, congrats, you got the job. So it was amazing. It was the best way to find out.
How did you get yourself pumped up for the action sequences of the movie?
Lots of coffee. Well, my day would normally start at midnight. I'd wake up, go to the gym in the hotel, and then I'd be in the makeup chair anything from 2 a.m., 3 a.m. start. So I'd already kind of done a day before we do a day. So for me, the actual getting ready for the fight scene was important, and music, visualization, nutrition, hydration, and then just being around the energy of the film was enough.
Music, visualization. You visual the fight a day before, at least you sleep on it, right? And then on the day, good stretching, and then get into the character.
It was also an added pressure of just how many people are going to judge this. And not just normal fans, absolutely life dedicated to the franchise, and they know more than we did.
And that's a good pressure.
The pressure of that on your shoulders.
It gives you that.
It's a make or break.
Yeah.
Okay, not always, I'm not like a lunatic, but sometimes, especially in the last fight with Shao Kahn, I would just really rile myself up. Room full of however many people, and just scream before action, just really get into it and just shout at him from my gut. Yeah. And then wait, and then action. Yeah.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Was he prepared for that?
It's Martyn. Martyn's prepared for everything.
Right. For me, I don't know, it's music a lot of the time, and then just a lot of jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Just psyching myself up physically.
Yeah.
I walk around with weights.
Yeah, we had a literal Mortal Kombat pump truck. There's a truck full of weights and bands, and there was
All
a
the
sign that
BTS
says
is me
truck.
just holding weights.
Yep.
Doing this.
I bring music sometimes, but it's we're interfacing and interacting the whole time. We're making jokes.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out like a family.
How do you get yourself pumped up for an action sequence in this movie?
Peptides. No.
Coffee,
Maybe.
cigarettes, maybe a shot of tequila.
Yeah, old school. No, look, I mean, I shout out to the stunt performers because they are ridiculously talented. But having said that, some of the cast, namely Joe Taslim and Ludi and Max and Lewis. And, like, these guys are actual fighters. Like, they don't have to have stunt guys come in. And, you know, Karl did a load of his own stuff. I don't do too much of that in this film, but I do what I can. I mean, I think what's fun about this job is, like, every time you get a challenge, it's like, I'll try, I'll do my best. But then at some point the director goes, your best sucks, and we're gonna get this stunt guy to do it real good.
But you trained months for this, right? Like, you trained
Months,
right?
months and months. And not as part of my approach to it, I actually went to martial arts tournaments and just to absorb the culture and just to see families and kids when they would win or lose a tournament and how they interacted as part of, like, imagining, you know, where Johnny, you know, came from. It was hands down the most challenging thing that I've ever done in my career. It was terrifying, but to me, I think that's where the interesting comes in, you know? I'm an actor.
What's a special skill or hobby that fans may be surprised to know that you have in real life?
I'm an incredible musician. I produce, I write, I sing, and I have an album coming out this summer with an incredible producer who won a few Grammys. His name is Kizzo, and we're putting out a genre-bending spoken word hip-hop album.
I'm a puzzler.
What type of puzzles?
1,000 pieces, baby.
People are going to be sending you puzzles now. Like, left and right.
That would be my freaking dream.
I'm a pretty good dog trainer.
I was gonna say.
I was
gonna
a pretty
say,
good dog
you-
trainer. My dog now, Pax, he's 5 months old, but he's working his way toward a PhD.
No, I can attest to that.
I'm decent at golf. I don't know.
Great at golf.
I'm not great at golf, but Karl and I would, on the weekends, play golf almost every weekend.
You're great at golf.
You know, depends who you ask.
She's being honest. I feel like she's being honest. For me, I mean, I used to compete with the Bo staff. Like, I have black belt in karate, but I feel like that's public information sort of already.
And she sings. She's an
Stop
incredible
it. She
artist. She
sings.
draws really well.
All at the same time.
We should ask each. Yeah.
Special skill or hobby? I'm incredible at getting my 5-year-old son to sleep now. It's quite a special skill.
Well, I think some people probably know that I'm a gamer. My rank in Fortnite is Unreal. And then I DJ as well. Mixing music, it gives me peace. Sometimes my mind is quite chaotic, but every time I mix music, somehow it just gives me the soothe.
Relaxation.
Yeah.
It may surprise you to learn that Kano loves wildlife photography. I do love wildlife photography. That's a hobby of mine. I love going to faraway places and taking photos of animals.
Where was your most recent photo trip to?
I was in Patagonia. Yeah, so I trekked for the pumas in Patagonia, and that was quite special.
I don't know if it's a skill, maybe it's a condition, but I'm very adept at taking elements of wardrobe from my characters home with me. Somehow they end up in the suitcase.
I see. No, that is a condition. That's called kleptomania.
Kleptomania. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Thief.
Yes. I'm very good at stealing. You've got a dread helmet.
Yes.
You've got a butcher crowbar. You've got a butcher jacket. You've got a Lord of the Rings helmet, which was actually given to me. I didn't steal that one. I've got sunglasses from the Bourne Supremacy. I've just collected.
It's really smart.
Everything, you know?
I should have done that.
It is smart, but then you end up with just like a house full of stuff that, you know.
I don't know. It sounds like a museum to me. The
Yeah.
Karl Urban Museum.
Oh, I'd visit that museum.
Yeah.